big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. In this channeling session, I would be talking about a divine masculine who does not take a stand for the divine feminine. A beautiful cuckoo bird is also present in this channeling today. Now, why can't he take a stand for the divine feminine? What is it that's stopping him? Basically, what stops him is his own feelings towards the relationship. And if not the relationship, like this is specifically for people who have spent good amount of time with each other in a relationship, whether it's few months or whether it's 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever number of years, but you have been with the divine masculine as a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a partner situation, in a partner situation basically. And what happens is that his brain is thoroughly washed. He's gone through brainwashing, where in that brainwashing, it's not just connected to the feminine, it's his overall lifestyle where he cannot make his own decisions. He just cannot. He has been raised in such a way that he feels that the people who are going to make decision for him are going to make the correct decision. And in this case, what's happening to him is that she needs someone to take a stand for her, and that person is him, the divine masculine. But he feels that the future he has a divine feminine would not be a happy future, or it would not be a smooth ride, or it would be a lot of trouble and things like that. So it's his mind also that is not ready yet, or he is not able to see her innocence, or he's not able to trust her. He feels that, and there are also certain things that have happened between them. So maybe she lied about something, or she got in a bad mood and she said something to him, some mean things to him, which he did not like at all. And even when he was willing to still talk to her, forgive her, like someone is mean to you, right? People can be mean to you, but if you know how to pacify them in a proper way, in the right timing, that person would understand or would also want to come back. And then that person would want the consistency in the relationship. So which is what he felt or he feels in this energy session that she lacks. She made him feel bad about something. She hurt his ego. She said something which he did not want to, be a part of it. He simply said that, why are you putting me into this? Why are you dragging me into this? I have nothing to do with it. And she, on the other hand, has some bad experience, or she has certain perception. And based on that bad experience and perception, she assumes that he would be like this, or she does see those things in him. Like maybe she tells him that you are not a kind-hearted person. And he says, why the hell would you say that? Now she has gone through a relationship maybe where the false twin or the karmic, basically it has to be false twin, karmics will do it later. The false twin had portrayed an image about him, that him or her. Now again, divine masculine and divine feminine energy can be in any gender, okay? There is no such gender bias is not there, or gender has nothing to do with it. It's just how you have been raised. If you have been raised by very privileged people, materialistic privileged people, who are also very protective, who are also planning everything out for your life, in that case also, even if you're a girl, even if you're born as a woman, you would be having the divine masculine energy. That's the reason why you were born in that template. So anyway, you know that there are many women also who feel that she's very privileged. They are very privileged. So in this case, the divine masculine is like, he or she, they're still being treated like children, what is the opposite polarity here in this case? That the divine feminine, even as a child, she had to grow up into an adult and she had to look after other adults or do other things which are basically not meant for a child and children, but it's meant for grown-up people. So like, say at a very young age, 5, 4 is too young, we can say 6, 7, and after that. So, could be even 5 for some people because the training starts very early. So, one person is still treated like a child and the other person was never treated like a child. This is the opposite polarity that they are playing in this. So, he cannot take a stand for her any which way. He has that problem. Though he really would want to, he really loves her, he finds her attractive, he had pursued her or whatever they did, their dynamic. But at the same time, he feels that there is too much intensity with this person. I cannot be so emotionally intense. I cannot be so worked up all the time. And she has those traumas and so those wounds. So she assumes that this masculine will also be like other people. So even before she sees something or during the time when he loses a temper or he does something like he plans a date with her and then he doesn't show up, or he says I will call you say at 10 o'clock and 2 days pass by but he doesn't even bother to say that I'm busy, how are you, and things like that. So he also does a few things. These are just examples. There could be many things like this. Or he just, she feels that she has too many female friends. She feels that. Now she connects it with the toxic masculine or the false twin relationship she has been in. She feels that that person was also like that. So he is also showing some similar traits or qualities. So she gets cold feet and she gets scared. And at one point, she's not able to decide if this person is really her specific person, is this person really the one for her or not. Now, at that point in time, the feminine has that upper hand. And she kind of says something to him which he takes to his heart. Because masculines have to work on their ego, removing the ego. And feminines have to increase the self-respect, right? So she expects him to be a little more understanding and patient towards her. And she cannot give in so easily. She cannot commit so easily. She cannot do it. She simply cannot do it. So because of all the fear and all the bad experiences. And he, on the other hand, he takes everything personally. He doesn't think that maybe she had a bad experience. Maybe she had more than one bad experiences. Maybe she has gone through so many painful relationships or places where she was humiliated or embarrassed, or she felt that she just wasted all her time and money and effort, and she needs time. He doesn't think like that, because a lot of the feminines, they meet divine masculines right after the toxic false twin relationship is over. That is how she attracts him in his life, because she's come out of that loop which is of no use. But she sees certain things in him and she gets scared. And then he thinks that that's how she is. She's behaving badly towards me. She doesn't love me. She doesn't care for me. She is not the type of person I can have future with. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So when the time comes to take a stand for her, he doesn't do that because he's not sure anymore. Or he cannot otherwise in general also. Maybe he goes and talks to his father about this girl. Some girl he likes. And the father says, what does the girl do? And he says, I don't know as such, but maybe she does something. How can you not know what someone does? She hasn't spoken to me so much about work. I just know that she has this job or that. So the father says, I don't think, my son, this is a good thing. Then he says, he somehow pacifies the father and says, no dad, it's nothing like that. Or he says that, we have a really high status in the society. We are very well off and we are very wealthy. So you need to be with a girl who can not only adjust in the family, but she also has that personality, and he feels that she is not the kind who would want to adjust anywhere. She doesn't like to, she doesn't make those type of efforts. And then another thing he says or he tells, maybe there's an age gap, okay? 5 or 6 years or whatever, 10 years, 20 years, 15 years. And the father goes like, what's wrong with you? How can you do this? So something or the other. Now these are again examples. There could be different examples. Maybe this girl is working in his office and the father finds out that my son is having an affair with this girl in the office. And where did they meet? Of course they met in the office. So he gets very upset about it, that how could you do this in my workplace? And he goes like, I have no idea. I just started liking her so much that I just want to spend my time with her. Father says, do you love her? And if the Divine Masculine says, yes, I love her, he would be telling him all sorts of things, that she's not a good person for you, she's not a good match for you. And during that time, if the feminine is not 100% sure about him or is still not giving in totally, like she's not telling him how much she loves him or likes him, he takes all of that into account, and plus whatever the decision makers in his life have taught him or told him. And he goes like, no, I don't want to be with this person. Or he just changes his behavior, his energy shifts from her. Another possibility is that the parents of the Divine Masculine have already shortlisted a girl for him. And they feel that the girl they have chosen would be perfect for them. For them as in, for their own ego satisfaction, you can say, or they just see certain qualities in her, some other girl, and they feel that, our son would be very happy with this girl. And all the other things are on point as well. Now the son tries to explain that who's the better person for him, which is the divine feminine, and the parents keep quiet at that time. They say, okay, never mind, you do whatever you like. If you like this girl, fine, we won't say anything to you. But when he has a fight, or when he's upset, or he's say not eating his meals, or he's just very frustrated and angry, and they ask him what happened, is it about that girl? And he happens to say, yeah, it's about that girl. Look, we told you she's not a good match for you. Look at the way you're worked up all the time. Look at the way you're unhappy. She's the one who's making you unhappy. So they make those, they create those opportunities, and they also use the ones that spontaneously happen. In a way, this is a good thing. I know if someone is going through this experience where he has not taken a stand for you, say it's not about the family, maybe with your friends, maybe the Divine Feminine is with some friends, or she's with her own family member, and the Divine Masculine does not show up at a certain event or at a certain get together, or he has something going on in his mind, or maybe it is situational, maybe his car got damaged somewhere and something happened, he had some excuse, but she felt that this is not the right thing to do. So she behaved with him in a way that she should actually. She got mad at him, upset at him, and she said a few things, that you're always doing this, you hurt me so much in front of my family, you're embarrassing me. Or he feels, so these are all scenarios where he doesn't take a stand for her. Maybe it's a couple who's already engaged. It's a couple who are dating each other for a long time. And the Divine Masculine is a part of her family also. Maybe he's close to the father or the mother of the girl. But every time something happens, like they are engaged, and every time the talk of when will we get married, or when will you do commitment, or when will your work thing get sorted, he gets very upset about it. And in that moment and that zone, when he's upset, maybe the feminine compares him with another person in her life, maybe her father, maybe her brother, or maybe some friend, and says that, those people are always so good or so nice to me, but why aren't you? Something or the other is actually used as a stimulus. So stimuli is needed, in this type of situation. He doesn't take a stand, and he just walks away from her. First he walks all over her, and then he walks away from her. This is how she feels. But this feeling only comes in her heart, in her soul, in her thoughts, in her minds, when he ignores her for way too long. Like most divine feminines, they know this runner-chaser dynamic has already happened to them. So they know that sooner or later he will come back. But this time, the masculine takes too long to come back. Because, she's constantly thinking about him energetically, so he's running away. But that time he takes, say 2 years, 3 years, which is pretty long, the feminine gets really upset with that. A lot of feminines actually awaken fully during this separation phase. Why? Because they feel more humiliated and more insulted that first he did not take a stand for me, then he chose to ghost me, then he vanishes, he never talks to me. It's been like 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, for some people 1 year, and he has not yet contacted me. His ego is so big. His ego is so big. She says that to herself, like, if he has an ego, then I also have myself.